What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new show. Well, not a new show, but it's got a new name. It is called Have At It, and I'm your host, Ben Cornett. Um, I gave it a name because obviously, all shows should have names. For a little while there, we just been calling it Ben Zone Friday, which it's okay, but I mean, it sounds like you're going to get some kind of testing done at a medical facility when you say Benzone Friday. So I don't know. So I came up with the new name. It's called Have At It because we're gonna have at it, talk about sports, talk about entertainment, talk about other stuff, and let's just have at it. So, but first, let me introduce you to my co-host. He is a man who is just one hell of a guy. He is our favorite sailor. He is my favorite sailor too. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the one and only, thank God, Mr. Alex Schomburg. Alec, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. How are you? You gotta do that shit.
Do what? Introduce you
The
to the
add-ons.
world, to the whole crowd? Come on, man. Look, you are serving our country, sir. We thank you for your service. All right. By the way, he's in the Navy. In the Navy. Dun, dun,
That
dun,
never gets old, does it?
in the Navy. Anyway, so how you doing tonight, Alec?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Got lots to talk about, so let's get started. We are gonna first go over the Bucks and 49ers. Now, obviously last week the Bucks squeaked out a win, putting it nicely. They came up with 14 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Actually, they came up with two touchdowns in the final, I think it was like 3 minutes to beat the Saints 17-16 on Monday Night Football. Um, 49ers, they took care of business against Miami. And now these two teams meet. Kind of a short week for the Bucks, playing Monday night, going cross country to San Francisco, playing a 49ers team that is 8-4 on the season, first place in their division. Bucks are also first place in their division, albeit, crappy division, but nonetheless, they're in first place. So, Alec, what are your thoughts on this game coming up this Sunday?
All you can do is hope and pray on that one. That's all you really can do. I mean, most people could say Brock Purdy is like Mr. Irrelevant, but you can't ignore their defense on that team, which is a lot of teams can't win with their defense. And knowing that how our injuries are on defense and their running attack, it's gonna be a tough one. I don't see. I mean, my heart says I want them to win. That they're gonna win. The Bucks are gonna win, but who knows? Who knows what script we'll have this week? They already gave the script out to the Rams, so
Yeah, and I got to tell you, what's interesting about this game is that both defenses are actually pretty good. You know, a lot of some Bucks fans I've read on chats and posts and everything saying, well, the defense isn't that great and everything, which I think it is. We're not allowing a lot of points. The problem's been the offense for the Bucks. We haven't been able to score enough points with the kind of offense we run, with the kind of talent we have on our, at least on the offensive side of the ball. Now the Bucks did come off to a good start this past week. They went up 7-0, but then after that, or 3-0, I'm sorry, 3-0. But they've had a lot of chances in the red zone, couldn't convert until the final few minutes of the game. Now this weekend we're playing even a tougher defense in the 49ers. This is a team that they're front with Nick Bosa, who he is questionable to play, but I think he's going to play. Drake Greenlaw, their linebackers, Fred Warner, and then their safety. I hope I don't screw his name up right. He's kind of like the next Troy Polamalu. I think he trained with Troy
Mofunga,
Polamalu.
or it's like a funga.
Hufanga, yeah. Hufanga, yeah. He's got like 4 interceptions on the year. They got a very good defense. And, their linebacking cores, kind of like what we have with Levante and Devin White, with Fred Warner and Greenlaw. These are two very good linebackers who stop the run very well. They may be a little deceptive in the passing game, which is kind of our expertise, with Brady, Evans, Godwin. But I got to tell you, this defense is kind of like the Saints. They hard nose. They're going to hit you. They're not going to allow you to run on them a lot. Alec, what do you think the keys are to this for the Bucs to, score against a good defense like the 49ers?
Don't play from behind. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's how I honestly feel. But that's how most of our games been, playing from behind. And then somehow passing the reins on to Tom Brady and saying, "Here you go, run the offense," when it's like 4 minutes left of the game. I mean, it's been the story of our season. Happened against the Rams, happened against the Fort M Saints. It happened against the Browns, but we were only a first down conversion away from winning that game. And if Donovan Smith can, for the love of God, not get a holding call, that'd be great. That'd be really great.
Yeah,
the fact he put the whole game that far into the game without a penalty, and as soon as you said it,
yeah, I know on the game thread. Yeah, look, there was a interview today. I don't know if you saw it when they talking to Donovan Smith about. I guess he's going through some personal stuff or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. Like
I think I did, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it may be the injury still with the elbow. Remember the elbow injury he had? Missed a couple games.
Yeah,
it's possibly affecting him. But everybody gets hurt this time of year, and you got to play through it. And Donovan, like you said, Donovan Smith, he had those 2 penalties, which took a touchdown away. Actually, late in the game. Luckily, we got that touchdown back and won. But still, I mean, these penalties got to stop. Hopefully, we can put like either Kate Otten or Cook Cleft and right next to him on passing downs. See if they can, help Brady protect that left side. Also help Donovan out. That way he doesn't get any penalties because you got Nick Bosa waiting for him. He's just waiting. And especially when you don't have Tristan Wirfs, who, he's out with an injury. So it really weakens the line a little bit. Now, I will say that, again, the Bucs have to – they got to score early. And I also got to say the 49ers are a team that aren't built to come back in games. They're built to get leads and maintain them. And the thing is, with Brock Purdy now, that Todd Bowles is going to throw everything at him. He's going to throw multiple blitz packages. You may even throw a safety blitz in there. I don't even think Winfield's playing. If Winfield was playing, he might still play. I don't know what the.
Do you know how long because I don't like to say he was in concussion protocol. Is it the same thing? Is that still the same kind of injury that they're talking about?
Well, yeah, but he also has an ankle injury, from what I understand. So, he injured it against the Browns, and this would be the kind of game where if Winfield does play, if he plays, you can use him as a safety blitzer. Against a guy like Brock Purdy, who's only going to be starting his second game in the NFL. So the Bucs have to make Purdy throw the ball, make him uncomfortable, because they do have some dynamic playmakers on offense for the Niners. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Juszczyk, the tight end, the other tight end, the fullback. And, they're just along with McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell. I mean, this is a very well-balanced offense with a very good line as well. So for me, they need to pressure Brock Purdy, try to get past that line, pressure him, make him throw the ball a lot. And for the Bucs offensively, they need to stay on the field, run the ball, take time off the clock. Again, the Niners are a team that's not built to come back in games. They're built to have a big lead, maintain it, and not let the other team score. So it's time of possession. So for me, I'm going to go, I'll start with you, Alex. You said you think the Niners are going to win. What do you think the score is going to be?
Are we talking realistically,
Yeah, just your prediction. What?
well, like I told you guys last week, I didn't really get to watch the games, so I don't really get to see how he plays. So
Okay.
this is gonna be off the top of my head. I want to say Bucks tend to not score 20 points. It's like a curse to them. So if we can't score 20, I say Niners 28, Bucks 19.
That sounds like a good score. I could see that.
I don't know.
I
It's
could
like
see that.
we just can't pass that 20. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't. The last time we scored 20 points, what was it against Seattle in
I
Germany?
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we were all shocked about in the first
Yeah.
half.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully that we could bring that team from Germany back here. That's what we need on Sunday and then some. So I'll give you my prediction real quick. I think it's going to be a close game. Tom Brady's going back home pretty much, so he's got a lot to play for. But I do think the Niners are going to win this game. I'm going to go Niners 27, and the Bucks will finally break through the 20 mark. But it'll be 27-23.
Wait, he said 47-23?
27-23.
Oh, I think he
Close.
said 47-23. I was like, God,
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I hope not. I really hope not. But
I don't want to clip that and then that be the situation that happens.
yeah.
I don't know. It's just like the more you think about it, at first when you have Tom Brady coming back, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's a good idea," and then you see training camp, players getting injured. He wants to go on vacation. It's just like if you weren't dedicated to the team, why even come back? But I know he wants to set records and stuff like that, but why come back, dude? Like why? What are you really going to obtain from coming back?
Well, again, it was his decision. Obviously, we can't really look in the past now. It is what it is. We gotta.
Home life must have been really bad for him to come back to play football, getting hit by people.
Well, I mean, yeah, it got him a divorce. Obviously, he has to look across the street, seeing Gazelle bang the karate instructor, whatever. But look, it is what it is. We can't.
Do you see his new girlfriend? Do you see his new girlfriend?
Yeah, pretty young, blonde. Is she like an Instagram model or something?
If you consider that occupation nowadays, I think she's German. I think.
Oh, is she?
Oh. Let me see. I think I saw that post. I saw her Instagram. I was like, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, my good friend Mr. Schomber looks at Instagram models. Let's read some of the comments on the show here.
Oh,
did you find her?
I'm about to. I think this is it. Let me see.
By the way, your side piece is Kana. He says, "Hello, boys. Look at my tasty little treats all lined up for Daddy." Oh, Jason, that is very nice of you. Thank you. The professor Johnny Dean's in the house. Yep, I'm here. Thank you, Johnny, for watching tonight. Appreciate that. Anthony Hand. Yo, yo, yo. What up? What is this, Arsenio Hall or what? Yo, yo, yo. Can I do this? Remember that? Oh, what's her name?
It's gonna be a fucking foreign name, but Veronica. I think it's either Veronica Ajik. Oh, never mind. That's what it is. Veronica Rajik.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Fashion Nova ambassador.
Oh, and your other friend here, Scott Thaler, he is here as well. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, I bet.
How you doing tonight?
Living off his Victory Friday.
Andrew, yo.
Look up her income while you're at it. No, Johnny, I can't. Sorry. It don't show that much.
And ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Andrew, he is here. I see a big, sexy beard. Look at that beard. Oh, my God. Andrew, how do you grow that thing, man? I mean,
You know what? That's it. Hold on, babe. How long has this beard been going for now? This is probably like 2 years. Yeah, this is probably 2 years plus now. And honestly, and to be serious, to get it maybe like this, I've had to shave this, I guess you would say, like 3, maybe 4 times over the course of maybe the last 6 or 7 years of wanting to have beards. And COVID really, I didn't want to shave like most people. And then now everybody's doing I'm going to shave after COVID and look how pretty I am. I'm like, nah, I'm going to continue to look homeless. I kind of like this look a little bit better. So
Andrew,
he's the Canadian Chris Kringle.
Yeah.
Andrew, I mean, my God, man. I mean, your beard hair looks better than most people's long hair. You know that?
Her name is Veronica Rajik.
Tried this.
You just call Andrew Veronica?
No, Samantha Cobb asking what Tom Brady's girlfriend's name is. It's Veronica Rajik.
You mean Giselle, but 20 years younger?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
man. Andrew, how you doing tonight, man? By the way, great show.
Thank you. That was actually what I just said there too, was part of my opening dialogue, which I've been trying to do for the show, where I try to come up with some jokes, which we're totally obviously know that we're going to be canceled after this.
I remember that.
Yeah, which I'm not going to state it here, obviously, but I had to. Somebody had to, and if it's going to be somebody, it's going to be me, because it's all in fun. We're obviously happy Brittany Griner is home and stuff like that. But the show is good. It's been fun. We didn't have Alex. I don't know where the hell he's at. Or just
he's at his friend's house for the weekend.
Oh, he did end up going there?
Yeah. He's out on Thursday.
Oh, okay. Well, he's supposed to be coming.
He's been MIA on chats.
Well, that's what I think. I know this morning at work it all changed. Or what? It was supposed to change.
House.
Yeah, we joked about that on NSD. We were like, yeah, he's probably at Andy's house getting a little hands-on experience. But no, it was a good show. Always fun to do NSD on Fridays. I always look forward to Fridays. But I actually look forward to Fridays now more so because after I'm done a show, I can actually kind of kick back and watch this one. But I actually wanted to. This is cool. I'm technically the first guest on Have At It, am I not then? If this is episode 1?
Well, to be fair, Andrew, Alec was actually first in front of the line, but you're 1A and 1B.
Is he a guest or is he a host?
Well,
I don't know at this point.
Kind of like Sinbad from House Guest. He kind of stays, and it was like, what the hell? Let's just bring him in. Let's just keep him on. Like it's like that little dog that you know those commercials where that guy he's a divorced family. That little dog. The kids are like, can we keep him? No. And then, as soon as he picks the kids up, like they're like a year older or something. He's in the car.
By the way,
it's like, okay.
Did you guys see that that Vikings helmet for Christmas weekend?
Yeah.
The all white.
The all white there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Kirk Cousins guaranteed 250 yards. Take the money line.
Take the money line. Who do they play on Christmas anyway?
I think it has to be an NFC North opponent. It has to be if that's going to do that.
I know who we play on Christmas because I got a good friend who's a Cardinals fan that I cannot wait to get my.
You know what? I got a good friend who's also
the Giants.
The third guest on here. He had to come on here, and ladies and gentlemen, he's all the way from
Slick
England.
Nasty.
Slick.
He's got a Florida State.
Oh,
by the way, Andrew,
you got some crap on.
This guy right here was bashing us for a Contreras signing because we signed a Cub.
Yeah, he is a Cub.
You know what? If it keeps us relevant, kids, it's all that matters to me. I'd sign Maple Leafs for hockey teams too at this point.
Oh, wait,
I would never bring a Seminole onto a Gator though. Like never have that kind of thing going on.
But we own you now. We own you.
I get it, okay, but you can't tell me. First of all, hi Slick, how's it going?
And Andrew, you got to remember, I'm like a very fair weather fan.
Yes, you are.
We don't really get college football over here, and I'm a very social man, so I like to spend time with my wife on occasion, and that happens to be Saturday. Saturday's when college football's played, so I watch football when she's asleep. Unless it's Sunday, and Sunday is God's day, and God created football on the 8th day. So there you go.
That's
I
damn
like
right.
that. That's a good saying.
I am a Seminoles fan, but I don't like. I'm not deep. I actually prefer USF, to be honest.
Clip it. That's all I want. I want this clipped, and I'm gonna bring it over to NST.
Bring over to editing. Get this fucking mind blown. A guy fucking sat English dude. This shows that English people don't know fucking college fucking football right now.
All right. This is great. We're going international on Have At It. I love it for our first episode. Thank you.
I realize I've done something retarded.
Oh.
Here we go. That's better. I'm matching now.
Nice.
So
you are ready for the hot. I want that sweater, by the way.
Oh, hey, Ben.
It does come in big man size.
There you go.
I'm
Johnny
only
says, you named the show, so it's the first. Number them now. No, I will.
I like you. You've given the name of the show a name. I love that. You finally kind of like, you got Ben Zone, and now you got your style. Now you're rolling, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate
It's
that.
the hardest thing to do when you start this up. Like, it never seems to be that, like, when you first start these up. But then at the end of the day, when you got your StreamYard set up and you figured out how to do everything, you got, you've reached out to some guests and all that kind of stuff. Everything's starting to fall into place. And then they start being like, yeah, what's it called? And you're like, crap. It's called, and then like what I did before, I was like, I'm just going to call it this. And that already exists. And I'm like, of course it does. Yeah. Like, that's a great name. So yeah, I like this.
I'm sure my show's got a fucking name somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I just didn't give a shit. That's the difference. Like, zero fucks given. We'll see what happens.
I'm taking all your
copyright me. Sometimes Disney's gonna ring me and go, this bucking across the pond shit, it's got to stop.
Yeah.
Now here's a big question right here from Mr. Anthony Handy, Mr. Fingers. Everyone's favorite sailor, or is it Hammy's favorite sailor?
It's the Navy and it's gonna be the Navy team that dog whips the Army team tomorrow, because Army is a dog shit team and they're gonna get their ass whooped tomorrow.
I mean,
wow.
Said by a seaman.
That's an E3.
Said by a seaman.
You said seaman. Wait till Jason.
I mean, what do Navy people do? I mean, are you insinuating that I would use such language on your first ever show, Ben? I would never do such a thing. How very dare you?
The British are very polite. No,
we talk bollocks half the time, mate.
Give Slick some good liquor, and you'll see the bad mouth.
Oh yeah, I've been tripping already. I've had to do my USA football course to show that I'm still a certified coach. So that took some liquor.
Now, Slick, if you're going to come back on the show weekly or whenever you want, we need you liquored up.
Right, I'm going to tell you right now.
Yes,
I'm always liquored up. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm oiled up, baby. I'm like an engine raring to go. I don't fuck about it. You got to remember how late it is over here.
Yes.
If I'm sober, you got to have words with me. You got to say, Steve, like, dude, I've had enough of this shit. You can't come on my show sober at, 4 o'clock in the morning? Nah, dude. You got to be stopping.
Exactly.
We're stopping. We're making rum cocktails. We're making rum cocktails. That's what it is.
What time is the game for you?
Game time. 9:30 at night. So it's an easy one.
Okay.
That's not. They're my favorite games because the kids have fucked off to bed. I've eaten dinner and I can just chill, drink beer, and not give a shit.
Nice.
So that's like.
By the way, Ben, am I allowed to swear?
So
wow, it's encouraged. You need.
So if the game's at 4. Or say that it's like a 1 o'clock game. What time would that be for you? That would be 9 o'clock for a 1 o'clock game?
About 25 minutes past 9.
So I'm guessing 8 o'clock would be like 6 in the morning for you.
God, you're asking me to be a time person, and I don't deal with time.
Now,
Alec, he's looking it up.
Mario apparently
What are
does
you
stuff
doing?
in time.
with the thing about time there, though, did you? The NFL is doing that thing where they did include more. They did put out the memo that they're going to do more 9:30 in the morning games kind of thing for the people out in Europe. And I'm like, it's almost as if there's a very big fan base and we're starting to actually move the television rights around. Anybody else starting to sniff expansion coming out here soon?
No, I don't see that happening, to be honest. I mean,
You don't, eh?
no. For one reason only. We've all got most of us have got our teams. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. If they put a team in London, I'll care about them, but I won't give a shit about them, really. It's just, they're there. Most people are going to go and watch that team play against the team that they want to watch play.
This is interesting because as a Canadian, I've said before that if Canada got a team, which more than likely would be in Toronto, I think we would all assume that's probably where it would go.
For sure.
That if they got a team, I've already forewarned the fiance before marriage. Like, this is like the excerpt that if this happens, we're moving. Like, we're going from the west side, we're going to the east side. I'm applying for any fucking position for them. I don't care. And I work for them. And if it ever becomes the Toronto Huskies versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's go fucking Bucks and fuck Canada at that point. But if the Canadian team actually wins, I'm going to cry.
So, Andrew, I wrote all that down. Like, when I find my significant other, I'm putting in the prenup, we already got a team in Vegas.
So. No, I told Kim this like 4 or 5 years ago too, like when it randomly came up. I'm like, just to let you know, like if there ever becomes a team, like wherever I work, I'm going to try and find a way to transfer to to Toronto to have a job there so that I could part-time work for that team and be able to see every fucking football game that comes through there for the rest of my life.
That is dedication, people, right there. That's dedication.
That is dedication. Andrew's going to end up becoming credentialed media, and then all of a sudden, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will play this Toronto Eskimos team or whatever the hell they're going to be fucking called, and he's going to be fucking in the other room, and they're like, "Where's this fucking guy we hired? We're paying all this money. Where's he at?" And he's like, "Oh, he's with fucking Tampa."
Which in reality we know is never going to happen. What's end up going to happen is me and Slick are going to move to Tampa, and probably Ben. By the time we want to retire in life, we're just gonna be like, "Fuck it, we're going to go to Tampa and live the life everybody else does in Tampa," and we're just going to be the typical Buck fans.
Our wives can hang by the pool while we do media. Great.
Yeah, exactly. Listen. Ray Kennedy would be pushing around by that point in time because we'd be retired too, and Ray would just be coming on. Yeah.
They'd be mummified or some shit right by that point.
No, Ray would be like a Stephen Hawking. Like his whole equipment would be like on some chair at Ferg's and shit like that.
They definitely have a wax work of him in there for sure. There's a picture of him right there.
And at the outside too, where he does all the shows on the outside.
Yeah. Covered in bird shit.
Just him all.
Little cup right here.
We love you, man. We really do.
I love you, Ray.
Real quick, since I got you guys here, I want to get your thoughts on this game on Sunday, Bucks Niners, big matchup. I'll start with you, Andrew. What are you looking forward to in this matchup?
I love the fact that this matchup was supposed to actually be like incredible at the beginning of the year, whether it was Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, the storyline would have been great. The rookie or, Tom Brady's backup going against him. Now it's literally Mr. Irrelevant going against Tom Brady, and they are the favorites. That's the problem for gambling purposes, but I'll take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm just scared that Brock Purdy will find Christian McCaffrey as, every possible way that he can. And that would probably hurt us at the end of the day. But if our defense starts playing the way that they have been starting to want to get up there in tempo, I don't see how the 49ers can hang with us necessarily for that long. It would have to be our offense that would throw it away. But we're going to San Francisco. Isn't this kind of where Tom Brady wants to play next year? So, yeah, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning by at least 7.
Okay. How about you, Slick?
Oh, hello. Yes. This is going to be a real defensive matchup, in my opinion. You got one of the two best defensive in the NFC kind of going toe-to-toe. It's going to be on the offensive side of football, it's going to be who wants it more. And we all know, I wouldn't be surprised if this one came down to a Tom Brady drive at the end of the game to snag it and win the game, just because this is kind of how we win now. This is kind of what we do. We stay in the game, and we either rely on our defense to finish it for us because we've given up three quarters where they haven't given up a score, or our offense is like, shit, we got to go score some points, and they go and do it. So I think that's how I see this one going down. It's a fascinating story because there's the whole story about him going there next year. There's also Kyle Shanahan is just heaped praise upon him, which rightfully so. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I will say, Slick, that that can happen. That would be nice to see that come back again. My thing is, though, we can't fall behind against the Niners.
No, they're too tight.
We can't do that. They're one of the best defenses in football. They got a great linebacking core that may be just as good as ours with Greenlaw and Fred Warner. I mean, those guys are beast, especially in the run game. So we got to get off to a good start. We got to score touchdowns early.
It's going to come to for me. It's the other way around. I think the Buccaneers need to take the ball away from the 49ers and get picks because this team isn't going to score getting it down the field. This is a tough ass defense. Guys, they're like number one in a lot of categories. So and you've got to remember what we're putting out on paper on that offensive line isn't as pretty as it used to be. There's a Tristan Wirfs that's not going to be there. He's out. He's ruled out. So I see this being a real tough game for us, and I see our defense has to come out and get a pick or two or a turnover here or there just to kind of keep us there in that short field that we can kind of capitalize upon it.
Well, especially against Brock Purdy, who's only going to be starting his second career NFL game. So, I mean, this is now or never, man. What better time for this defense to get to Brock Purdy, make him uncomfortable, make this guy uncomfortable, make him throw a lot because, they rely on the run game. They rely, on Debo, who's a multi-task guy. Run it, receive it. They're not built to come back. They're built to have a lead and maintain it through 60 minutes of football. So
like us then.
Get off to a great start.
Just about.
Yes. When the Bucs get off to a great start, let's say like 14-0, I feel good about our chances because, again, you're going to ask a young guy to come in, you're going to make him throw the ball more because they're going to be trailing. So, if we can get like a 2-possession lead, maintain it throughout the game, I like our chances. Even though I picked the Niners to win, I do like our chances if and only if we can, have a 2-possession game, be up 2 scores throughout the whole game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we can stay 10 points or above. I think it's a slam dunk. It's whether we get there. The Buccaneers have done things this season when they go into their no huddle or they go speed up or I suppose like got to go get it offense, and they've done some great things here and there. But the problem that we seem to have is it just doesn't seem right at the start. We just start really flatly. When you got commentators talking about commentators and announcers talking about how flat we are as an offense, it rings true a little bit. So we need to just be sharper. I don't know what it's going to take. Tom Brady seems to be throwing really panicky balls as quickly as he can just to get rid of it. That he doesn't put in harm's way, bless him. And I'm going to give you my take here that, and I don't know if anyone will agree with it, so I'd be interested to see the panel. I've said this to Alec before when he's been on one of my shows, is I kind of feel that Tom Brady only throws to Mike when there's a flag possible, because half the balls he throws him are uncatchable by Mike's standards. And I just feel that sometimes they're like, oh yeah, he's got really good coverage on him. Someone's going to hold on to him. So I'll throw it his way and we'll draw the flag.
And I got to tell you too, I mean, I tell them that they're not watching, but if anybody works for the Bucs, somebody tell Tom Brady, you got a guy named Mike Evans, over 6'4",
yep,
one of the best receivers in football. Get him the goddamn ball. Get that man the ball. Don't wait until the fourth quarter to give this guy the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the best. He can draw flags. He's done it every game. especially in the red zone. Throw it up there. Draw a flag that makes the offense give them more plays. You've got to use them better. I just don't. I don't know if it's a Brady thing or a Leftwich thing or what, but it just seems like Mike Evans just seems upset, not happy out there most of the time in these last few games. You could just
Ben, let me take you back to when we played against the Rams, and we were struggling with the Rams all the way through that game until we hit that like kind of halfway point. I remember turning to my wife while I was watching that game and said, he needs to just not give a shit and go to Mike Evans. Because guess what? Every quarterback that's done that with Mike Evans, Josh McCown, we're calling your name. Jameis Winston, we're calling your name. Ryan Fitzpatrick, we're calling your name. And Mike Glennon, we're calling your name. They all had success when they threw to him because Mike Evans is a ball magnet. And it just felt like he was like, oh, well, I don't really want to throw 50-50 balls. It's like, that's what Mike Evans does. He gets 50-50 balls. It's kind of what he does.
Exactly, Slick. Exactly. So, what is your score, by the way, Slick? Who do you think wins this game?
It's gonna be small. It's not gonna be flashy. I wouldn't be surprised if there's. I'd say I favor the Bucks by 6. So I'm gonna go 10-16.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, that wouldn't shock me at all. I mean, the way we've
Chuck
been
me
playing
anymore with his
offensively,
fucking. For all we know, they're going to end up throwing loads of touchdowns. But hey, with this Buccaneers team, you don't know, and that's kind of like the excitement side of it. Like, how many of us were willing to turn that game off last week? Because I know I was considering it. We got to that end, close to the end of the third quarter, and I was like, I could go to bed now, get up with the kids, take them to school. I'm different.
I'll suffer day in and day out through any Saints game just so that when we do win, I can rub it in every fucking Saints fan that except Nicole.
I agree with you, brother.
Except Nicole. Nicole's good shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. But there was a time where I was like,
I mean, yeah, there was a time where I'm like, I contemplated it.
Of course, I watched the game through its fruition because that was even sweeter. Because I don't know, there's nothing better. Like, don't get me wrong, if I woke up the next day and found that we won, I'd be pleased, but at the same time, gutted I never got to witness it.
He's in a chat though with me, and I'm pointing up to Alec there because there was a couple, not him. But there was a couple people in that chat who were like, I'm just going to post this here, like for Andrew kind of thing. And I saw that and I said nothing. And as soon as we won that game, I was just like, by the way, I'm glad you lost money tonight, by the way, Sid. Love you to death. Good. Still my brother and stuff like that. But don't you ever bet against my Buccaneers when it comes to the Saints.
Here's some bulletin board material right here from Mr. Scott Thaler. 49ers are going to humiliate the Bucks.
Props to your Rams, Scott. Good win by your Rams.
I'll honestly admit, on Monday, there was a certain show I had to watch. There was like the main event in Monday Night Raw. I was like, I couldn't miss it. I was like, hopefully by the end of the game or after the match, the game's still going on. And then as soon as I turn it on, the Bucks had the ball. And that's where they scored a touchdown to be within 7 or 6, something like that. I was like, oh, now we're actually scoring. So I openly admit, I was like, I couldn't miss that match. So that as soon as the match was over with, then I flipped back to the ESPN.
It was such a boring game for 54 minutes, though.
I openly admitted,
for sure.
I was like, I couldn't.
You like your defensive football one, but it was tough to watch, and it felt like, the best way I could describe it is, it felt like the Buccaneers were slowly getting strangled to death, and it was like, oh god, this is not going to get pretty anytime soon, and then we had that like kind of that fourth down that Tom Brady kind of looked like he's not going to come off. And I was there. I was one of the people like, no, let him fucking play. At least someone's got some fucking balls around here. Man. And yes, it was the right decision. It was 100% the right decision because we had our moment. The defense stood up and did their job. And then we did what we had to do, take care of the business. And then they decided to play some Buccaneer football and sputtered it to us. And then we finished the job.
Yeah. Christopher Cole says, good evening, guys. Chris, thank you for coming on. He's one of our favorite.
He's a regular.
He is definitely a regular on all the shows. D. Smith has been going through a personal issue. What do you think that is, guy? I mean, We're just speculating. What do you think
A
that
personal could be like family, an ill family member. It could be his wife leaving him. It could be a multitude different things. So it's really, there's no reason to speculate.
Yeah, isn't the most important, like, no offense, but isn't the most important position on the football team the quarterback? And isn't our quarterback kind of going through the middle of like something a little bit more personal that has become for the whole world to talk about? So no offense, Donovan Smith, figure it the fuck out.
If your quarterback's fucking fighting, you should be fighting for sure.
And who's got to protect that left side? Donovan Smith. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, I'm all for people. Like, you gotta remember the people are human beings. I'm all
Also
for
agreed. Also agreed.
it. Like, they're not just a Madden number, which is how a lot of people seem to think they are.
Guy's getting paid way too much money though to be just
No. I 100% agree. That guy is taking home the freaking bag. I'd love to see what his salary is compared to the rest of his peers.
Oh yeah.
listen, guys, Donovan Smith at the time, this was what, 2019? That's when he got his pay. There really wasn't any left tackle free agent.
Oh, no. Absolutely. You're 100% right there.
They had to pay him, so otherwise they were going to lose him. So
I know
it's hard to take.
It sucks, but you know, at the time, if there was any other good left tackle out there, yeah, I would have said go after that guy. But
I love it when Buccaneers fans just turn around and go, "Oh, we could just do it. What we should do is we should take Tristan Wilson, put him on the left side, and put him on the right side." And I'm like, oh, it's like asking a person to masturbate with their other hand.
Slick, you need
now,
to
I don't know about everybody else, but
ambidextrous over here.
Yeah, no. I was going to say I was one of those people that said that, and the only reason I've said that is because you are starting to see a little bit more in the league where your guards can transition from the left side to center to the right side, and it becomes valuable for you as an offensive lineman if you have the ability for, say, one game or in a very emergency case to produce very well at, say, left tackle or right tackle, kind of like what we had with Ali Marpet when he was a center, though let's slow the hell down. If you're a Bucs fan, we all know how that was like sometimes, like, oh my gosh. But the guy was able to go from left guard to center, and he even did play right guard sometimes before Kappa came in. So now it is obviously way different when it comes to the tackle position. I'm not saying that, but also when it comes to the defenses as well. A lot of these defenses are running the same formation, say, on both sides, and then switching it mid-play. So it's almost as if they're taking a left tackle out of its tackle spot and starting to put it more on the guard and then the right tackle position. So if you can get one of those guys to start kind of transitioning over a little bit better, you have something there. That also being said, Tristan may not have that in him, and it could be something that we don't necessarily want to start seeing because it could screw up development for him being so freaking good and unstoppable on that right side. So let us still slow down on that talk. But for any other of these guys coming up in drafts, maybe that's something you want to start considering. Is if you're a guard and you can play left tackle a little bit, you're going to get some looks, man.
Well, just to piggyback off what you said there, Andrew, he has played left tackle in the past. They just asked him about it because obviously we did have at that point problems with our left tackle. And they're like, that was one of the things that was being like kind of drummed around, that maybe what we do is we put him at left tackle and we move Donnie to right tackle.
Side. Yeah.
And he turned around and flat out said, I do not want to play left tackle if I can help it. So I think it's one of those things, like you said, he'll do it for a game, but it's not something he wants to put his career on.
Yeah, that's good points, guys. Let's get to some more of these comments. Johnny says 20-17. Who?
I wish you could tell us. I wish you'd tell us.
Just flip a coin.
He's probably like,
he's probably shouting at the TV right now.
Yeah. Scott, more bulletin board material. Niners 27, Bucs 17.
Oh, he says 2017 Niners.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I don't see it. I think it's too much to come on. This guy hasn't played that much football before. You can't expect him to do this. This I'll tell you what, this defensive backfield is actually pretty darn good. It's not amazing, but right. One thing that Buccaneers fans used to say when we had Shaq and we had JPP and we had Ndamukong Suh, and they go, oh, well, this defensive front, will buy them time, and that's why they're not so bad. So, okay, well, now that defensive front is shrunk a little bit, and we're missing Ndamukong Suh. We do have somebody to replace him, and I feel personally it's a like for like. We also miss JPP, and we are missing JPP because Joe Tryon Shoyinka is not close to his level. In fact, I feel way more confident having either Anthony Nelson or Carl Nassib in that position. That being said, also we've lost Shaq Barrett. So this defensive backfield is actually playing incredibly well considering the last game they lost 2 safeties.
Yes. Antoine Winfield being their best one. And boy, I wish we'd have him this weekend. This would be such a good game.
He's not ruled out, but he's like doubtful or something.
He's more than likely.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah. When they say doubtful, 95%.
Yeah. I read something on Greg Ullman and basically means probably won't play.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he does. I hope he can give it a go. But
if I remember correctly, for the Browns game, Vita Vea was down as doubtful. So I'll take
That's also true. Yep.
It's different, you know. It's not the same thing. It probably means you're more rotated rather than you're just going out there to play. Game it, snap in, snap out. So it probably means he's a rotational player, and they'll put him in the. They'll probably use him in the. If they're going to use him, they're going to probably use him at the slot.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend Ballo's on here.
Ballo. Thank you, Ballo, for tuning in tonight.
What's the emoji? I can't see it from here.
She's an Eagles fan.
Ah, okay. All right. Scott.
No one cared. She's an Eagles fan. Everyone's like,
I might put Scott in timeout.
Don't worry. I eat those words every single Sunday when she bashes my team. I eat those words every Sunday.
That's the Raiders. They blew it. Let's just call it like it is. They blew it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
no, they took the game.
As great as the Buccaneers were, the Saints blew it.
I wish you guys heard that. Yeah. If you listen to it carefully, like at the start of the drive, it said that they took the script, like some of the game script. It's like, okay, go ahead and send that one back to Hollywood. I'm trying to remember exactly where I found that video.
Hey, can you do us a favor, Alec, and do it for Jason? Like, let's go.
Alec, you're so much better in the bedroom. Go in there.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't get it. Okay.
How creepy would it be if that like door behind him just started?
Oh, I would.
I'd be like, yeah, nope, never going to the States. Goodbye.
I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting for the day this actually happens.
Never going back. No thanks.
You see that creak of the door? And he's like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah,
hi,
Alec,
Jason.
then all of a sudden it just goes like black, or like all of a sudden like Alec just literally disappears and we just see the remnants of like a live video. I'd be like, nope.
I'm done. I'm out.
Bye. Yep.
Hey, Christopher Cole says 49ers ain't scoring 20 points.
I don't see that. I don't see it. I would never rule it out because you just don't know how lethal a team can be when they want it. This team needs to keep climbing the ladder, so never rule it off. But at the same time, against this defense, I don't see it because their biggest strength is the run, and they will go to it. I believe this team has the ability to fit in every single way. With Debo or whatever they're going to throw at us, I believe we can fit it because that's our strength. We need to make their quarterback throw the fucking football because that's how we're going to win this game.
I sent you, Andrew. It's on like the chat, the video that said about the game script. It says like Al Michael says it live on TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Hey, Johnny,
it's literally the same. It's literally the same
comment right here. Alex Schomburg, look up her income while you're at it. You must be talking about his new side piece. Tom's new side piece there. You know her income, Alec?
No, Johnny said he was looking it up.
Oh, is he looking it up? Okay. See, he also says, give me her name again, Alex. I'll look up her income. Okay.
Yeah, I sent it on the group chat.
What are we talking about right now?
Are
we talking about the sticky tart that's been all over Tom Brady? And everyone's like, oh my God, look at this. She's an Instagram model, people. They all look at that. It's called a trap. Do you think she even heard of Tom Brady before he got divorced? Probably not.
Now, the pictures of her in the Brady jersey where you can't necessarily like hide too much, though, I was like, okay, like if that's what she looks like in a normal outing, still props to him. You know what I mean? But she she looks like Giselle. but 20 years younger, man. That's like he's got a type, man. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's targeted. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But this is a gentleman that can go and find himself an actress, a sports person,
I saw
a
your
media
comments there about that
celebrity,
too.
any freaking body rather than a girl who is literally looking for likes. This will boost her profile in no shape or form. And if she's very lucky, she gets up McDuff. She's living the dream for the rest of her days.
Well, Slick, that's kind of what I'm doing with this show. Getting likes.
What, you got the snip?
I'm being a little podcast whore. Now, speaking of that, Christopher Cole says 4 right now. Ooh, hey, Chris. All right.
Good thing we got at least one person fixed here. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I'm done as well, so I can't have nothing.
Hey, 50%. We're good. We're fine.
I ain't getting no bitch pregnant no more.
Nope. Nope.
Ooh. Sorry, ladies.
We got to 2, and I turned to my wife and went, "Do you really want another?" And she went, "Do I have to have the baby myself?" I went, "Well, yeah." She went, "Then no.
Okay.
Get yourself sorted." I'm like, "Yep, all right, job done. Best thing I ever did."
I got it snipped because I didn't want it anymore, but now like my son is so like hyperactive and kind of athletic. I'm like, shit, like I should probably make one more.
Yeah, but what if you made another one and then they're both driving you mad?
I'll just become like Andre Agassi's dad, and I'll just force them to play piano because I fucking said so. I don't care if you want to play tennis, play piano.
You wake up, come downstairs, and your house is trashed because they've just got so much freaking energy. I know because my son's exactly this. What you just described your son at. My son is just like, I just wanted to play, Daddy, and I'm like, there's a Christmas tree on the floor. There's what happened in here?
That's my son.
All right, look at that. Johnny's Navy is 165 and 65 were Navy. Hasn't been much of a rivalry as far as games goes, but that atmosphere is amazing. Now, Alec is in the Navy. Have you been to a Navy Army game before?
I told you about that experience last night. The one I can't say on live, or else I'll get canceled too.
Okay.
Well, you're on my show.
You're gonna get
so
freaky.
you're on my show.
I think you're gonna get cancelled.
I can't.
You're on my show now. Go.
Nope, I can't say it.
If you hide the word that's on your chest, you'll be fine. Blink twice if somebody's looking at you.
You're right.
Oh, you blinked twice.
He's taking it off, Jason. He's taking it off.
We had a wife beater on then.
Let's just say I begged the officer. Let's just say that. And she turned out to work. She turned out to end up working at my command. That was at 3 years later.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's considered fraternization. You can actually get kicked out for that.
Yeah, but you didn't say no name, so that's fine.
She did though. But I said I didn't know anything about it. I was like, I don't know who she is.
I don't know about y'all, but he keeps blinking twice as well. So like,
he's gonna write. He's gonna write. Get out
the door. I'm like,
he's already said help like 5-6 times already. We're not doing anything to help this man.
He's like, Jason, shh, Jason, don't let him know you're here.
No, I'm waiting.
You just need to learn to like lie a little bit better. Just turn around and say you got freaky. You got freaky when you were a game. That's it. Done. No one's gonna think anything of it.
Yeah, like I got freaky at UMD for a football camp and stuff like that. I don't know what her name was, and hell, I don't really want to talk about it anymore after that. You know what I mean?
Anthony says, "Go Army, beat Navy. Army strong." Ooh, man. As you know, Anthony was in the Army. Thank you for your service.
Freaking MRE.
It's going to be a great game. No matter what the score is, they're always fun to watch. These games are always fun to watch. My grandpa was in the Navy. He was a CB.
And this is going to be a tight one, isn't it, as well? Because their records are very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all academy games usually hit the under. In all the academy, the Navy Army games, they're 16-0 on the under.
Mm.
And everybody says there's no year. This will be the game that goes the over. This game goes over. I'm not even touching any of that shit because I don't want to be on the opposite side of that.
Okay, we got a comment from Johnny. 49ers have the better O-line by far. Their defense is number one in the league, and their run game with yards after catch is the best. As far as turnovers, they own the league there. Yeah, their safety for the Niners has 4 interceptions on the year.
Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, yeah. Little Troy.
His cousin,
Yeah,
Funka.
As soon as
yeah.
I started watching a couple of their games, I was like, God, he looks like him. And then all of a sudden, I find out that he was learning from Troy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Like, oh wow.
You can't find a better teacher than Troy Polamalu.
No, and because like the fact of the matter is like we all saw it. Like we all watched game before we even knew who the heck he was.
Yeah.
And then we're like, damn, like the guy with the hair and stuff like that on San Fran, even though there's two of them, and I can't remember the other guy's name. I think it's like Greenway or something like that, but he flies too. But like the one, and you're just like, wow, like he fly. And then all of a sudden, random freaking Sunday or Monday night game where they are highlighted, and you find out that he's like coached by him and he's been inspired by Troy Polamalu. And I'm like, well, everybody's fucked now. Like, do you not remember what it was like having Troy on that defense for Pittsburgh and the ensemble cast they already have there now? Like,
Especially when they were going for the field goal, he'll jump over the line.
yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Johnny's like, yep. Like I said, like we all agreed, Mike will win the 50-50 balls all day. We saw that last week.
It's a foregone conclusion. Just put it up there, put it on the top shelf. No one else is going to get it. Mike will come down with it. And if he don't, it's an incomplete pass. Job done. Let's move on.
I bet you it's more Todd. Like I've said it on my show. I think it's more Todd Bowles trying to inspire his own style into it. So
I like that take. Tell me more.
When like a lot, because if you look, Godwin has got a lot more because they just paid him. He's a lot younger and is a lot healthier technically because we all know that there's the holiday hamstring that comes with Mike Evans. And I only say that because tell me a year he hasn't had a hamstring. Tell me a year he hasn't had a hamstring injury. Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly. So what I think is going on is it's Todd Bowles doing the same thing with the defense. It's him trying to instill his own style, his everything, and it kind of revolves around the way that the Rams won their Super Bowl, where you have that one inside guy, which was kind of OBJ and kind of the other guy or Cooper Kupp, with the fact that he can kind of run in that 5 yards and 10-yard routes. The quarterback does not have to give so much arm power, therefore making himself tired in the fourth quarter. Whereas when you need him to actually ball out in, say, the last 3 to 2 minutes, which the Rams did really good on their Super Bowl run, and the Buccaneers seem to be doing okay this year in under 5-minute games, that's where they kind of win. So I think that's what they're using with Godwin, and you're not seeing Evans be utilized anymore because it's not the no risk it, no biscuit offense. That it's simple as that. Bruce Arians' offense was built for someone like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And if you instill that type of mentality and offense in, say, this upcoming draft or next draft with a new quarterback and let Brady go away, you're talking about some of the best development ever. But it's going to get paused because Todd Bowles is going to be like, I'd rather run it for the next 30 times. Thank you very much. It's my decision. Thank you.
It's not a bad impression. Not bad.
I just need
you just need to grimace a bit more when you say it.
I know.
You gotta be a little more stoic too.
Yeah, pause and like try to process the question for 7 seconds there. Like,
right. There you go. Sean Spencer is in the house. Thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate that. What's going on, guys? He's got so many shows, I can't even name all in my head. He is so busy, and thank you for your service. He was in the Army as well. I know Alec does not like that, but I have to mention it.
I mean, I respect the branch. It's just
it's a rivalry. I get it. Drew Pagonis, thank you for coming on. He says, as terrible as our offense has been both efficiency-wise and scoring-wise, I expect us to be ready to do what it takes to both protect the football but still be aggressive. Defensively, slow the run and stay in your lanes. As a defensive lineman, go Bucks. Interesting comment. I like that.
Fair enough. To piggyback off what Andrew said, for me, the whole thing with this offensive play calling and what we've been kind of doing on offense, we all thought we were going to get unadulterated Bowles and Brady, and I think unfortunately this is what unadulterated Bowles and Brady, Leftwich and Brady looks like. It's not that. It's not that snazzy. It's not that great. We heard all these stories about how they butted heads with Bruce Arians. Now, Leftwich is never going to come out and say the guy who pretty much put me into coaching is kind of pissing on my bonfire, so to speak. or pissing on my fish and chips. Well, Tom Brady don't give a shit. So Tom Brady will say what he's going to say, and he probably said it to sources. We all have sources. So I just feel this is like you know what we used to see Tom Brady get at offensive coordinators. He's not once got off on Leftwich at all. So I feel this is a Tom Brady mishmash with the mind child of Tom Brady and Leftwich, and it's just not going away. And I also believe that Todd Bowles has kind of got, if we run the football, we kind of burn the clock a little bit. And if we burn the clock a little bit, that means my defense gets a little bit of rest. And unfortunately, we have to abandon the run and throw the ball and still go out, and this defense is fucked. So, hey.
See, that's the thing, Slick. I like that philosophy, but we have to have a lead to do that. We can't, keep running the ball if we're behind. That's why we got to throw the ball more. We have to get a lead in every game, especially this game, because we're facing one of the best teams, maybe a Super Bowl contender in the 49ers. So, yes, I like the philosophy, but again, you got to have a good size lead and maintain it. And that's what the Niners do so well. They're built to have a lead early, maintain it, run the clock, and on defense, dominate. That's what we got to do too. So,
yep.
I mean, right. The Buccaneers have 2 games where they go against 2 teams that are, let's face it, solid back to back, right? So we get this San Fran game, and then we got the Bengals game. Yeah. The Buccaneers have to, and I say this right now, have to win one of those games. If they don't win those games, they may as well go, we're going to walk into the playoffs and go, hi, bye. It's done.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is that kind of moment you get to solidify your spot and go, actually, we can hang with the best. And if they walk away with 2 of these wins,
yeah.
Now the momentum's building. We're buzzing, we're bubbling. And then I said the Buccaneers can afford to lose 1 game because we've got to play our best stuff in this month. And we've only got 3 games left in this month.
Yeah, we got this weekend, and the Bengals, then Arizona on Christmas night.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then we play Carolina, and we're at Atlanta, the final game of the season. So, yep. Yeah, it's important, like you said, Slick, to get at least this win. I would love to get this win. If not, okay, Cincinnati's at home. At least, those are the games. We got to win those games. If we do that, we got the division won. And not only that, but it should give us some confidence, a little momentum going into the playoffs, because we will win the division and we will host a playoff game. Despite our record, we're a division winner.
More than likely. I mean, we win. I mean, it's going to take a monumental effort to fuck this one up.
Yeah, but you see, I just don't see Atlanta. They're just slipping away now. They're fading away. Mm-hmm. Same with the Saints. They've pretty much done.
Not Carolina, unless Ritter ends up being everything Kyle ever asked for.
You never know. I mean, I'm not against that, because you might as well see what Ritter has these last 5 games. You might as well.
Yep.
I mean, they got nothing to lose at this point.
And exactly, you just said nothing to lose and everything to gain, because if they lose, they go down in the pecking order, which means they can get better draft picks, which means they can get him some more talent around him, and that's good. And if they do kind of perk up, because someone can win this division if they're very lucky with a losing record. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's how you look at it. What's Carolina going to do? Because they're a bit of a mess. They don't know what they're doing either. So it's
I totally agree with this comment from Sean Spencer. Carl Nassib has been a phenomenal addition. Yes, he has. Yes,
he has. By the way, Ben, Sean said he's not in the Army.
No,
that came in and I kind of laughed. I was like, oh, shit.
Wait, I thought you told me, Alec. What do you?
No, Sean comment. I guess you said Sean was in the Army.
Well, my apologies, Sean. I did not know that.
He said I was not in the Army then.
My bad. Okay.
Well,
my bad, Sean. Sorry about that.
I don't know.
Luke G is a right tackle by trade. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but they usually push them in when they're bigger. They tend to use the bigger boys in the lower divisions because they need that kind of body to be able to just be an anchor. Yeah. In the NFL and in the high divisions of football, they need them to be a bit more agile. So that's why a lot of these guys end up getting swapped in. Hainsey was a tackle.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hainsey, in my opinion, is literally every single team needs to have a Hainsey. You got a guard that goes down, can play guard. Got a center that goes down, can play center. Got a tackle that goes down, left or right. That's, again, what I was saying earlier. That's kind of what you get one superstar offensive lineman in the next 5 years to do that. You're going to change the game all around, man.
Now, here's an interesting question from Mr. Johnny Dean. I can make an argument that the center position is almost as important as the quarterback. Almost. What do you think of that comment, guys? Start with you, Slick.
Oh God, that's just a bit of a general. I'm not sure, to be honest. I go with left tackle, to be honest, because left tackle, you guarding the blind side. You're basically allowing you're buying more quarterback time. The quarterback's going to see if the center's beat. So for me, you're his extra sense, so to speak. If you're at left tackle, I think that's a huge position. No position on the offensive line is a weak one, but what I'm trying to say is the center, just his biggest job is just to get the ball there and then get his feet set and then go look for work. And then we know at the NFL level is a little bit more, but you look at the lower levels, it probably isn't the position. It's the position that probably has the least amount, because the main skill is the snapping of the football, because that's what everyone seems to fuck up. So snap the football, you get that right, then you add the next layers of it. And we're talking basic, like middle school kind of level football here. And it just gets more and more and more. What I'm saying is everyone else, their jobs just got more and more. His job gets more and more difficult, but the other guys' jobs have stayed the same consistently.
Right. Well, here's where I could make kind of an argument that the center could be the most important position out of the line.
Sure.
Because when you have a left tackle,
Mm-hmm.
you can always put a tight end or an extra blocker on his side to,
Sure.
combat the rush coming from that side of the ball.
Sure.
With the center, you can have several guys coming at you in a row, just coming at you. And if you don't have a strong, guard play, that can really affect you. And it puts a lot more pressure on you to keep those guys that, especially on blitzes, to, maintain that while the quarterback has the ball in his hand. So I could argue, it's a decent argument, but like you said, both, every line position is important. But
Sure.
I'm just saying, all I'm saying is, you're going to feel that rush come in more down the middle than you would, from each side, because an offense can put an extra tackle like Donovan Smith. They put Rob Gronkowski there the last couple of years on that side. So he had kind of a security blanket, where the center, he's got two guards on his sides, but depending on the guards play, if you get that blitz, those extra, even the linebackers coming straight at you, it can make it a lot harder for a center. That's why I love Ryan Jensen, because he's so nasty. He can block really well. He just brought a nastiness to this offensive line. He made everybody better around him. And he is one tough dude. He's not going to take shit from anybody. That's why I love when Jensen went down, that really hurt the team. That really hurt Tom Brady, not having that Ryan Jensen out there.
There's no nastiness on the line. There's no nastiness on the
every time he's got his helmet on and his face goes red, it's like someone took his candy bar from the playground and he's really fucking mad about it and he's going to kill somebody. And I love it every single time. And I miss it.
And he picked up that candy bar, and as he walks back to take his candy bar back to his friends, he bumps into every prick that was in his way.
Yeah, every single one of you is getting touched. Just saying.
Yeah.
Here we go again. There's Johnny. Here we go again. He told her he didn't know her.
Yeah, I told you that last night. That's why he's probably saying that.
That was a great time in football when Troy and Ed Reed were both playing. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. And two different ways to play the same game, though.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Sean, I owe you even more apologies again. I am sorry. My bad. Okay. Okay.
So where did he go then? Was he Navy? Was he Air Force? What? Because I want to know the story now.
I don't think he's in the military at all.
No, I think
I'm sure that there was a picture come up and he's wearing the hat and everything. Maybe it was fancy dress. I don't know.
Bucks have lost all AFC North games this year. Yeah, so far we're 0-3. You're right. Here we go. Slick, the center is the guy who lines up the tackle and guards. Yeah.
I never said he wasn't. Just giving my opinion.
Okay. Johnny
It's the
says,
Scotch.
did Slick just say a center just
No,
snatched
I
the ball?
said that at the middle school level. Jesus Christ! Turn
Yes,
the
Alex.
urinate up.
Alex would go off right now if you
Oh,
would have
Alex,
said it
you're
like
watching?
that. But
Try and come on. I'll send you the
But no,
link.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because like with the comment earlier, just about like what's more important and stuff like that. After quarterback, I would argue any position on the field that would be the next most important, whether it's offense or defense, would be edge rusher. And the only reason I say it is because of the way that the NFL has gone right now. If it was old school football back in the day, I would probably go center after that, because when you look at it and you can compare left tackles to centers and guards throughout all the different years and who's been more important, and you can throw big names out there, but you would eventually get like Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas was an amazing left tackle, but it didn't help the production of, say, most of the quarterbacks. Now, Jason Kelce for, say, Philadelphia eventually did lead to the development of quarterbacks in the system that he had there, and also the system that he's been put in now. So in the case of, say, like generational centers to left tackles and stuff like that, I would say the proper center is good development for your quarterback. But the problem does become that if you were asked to only have one or the other, do you want a franchise and the best at their position whatsoever left tackle or center? I would probably much go rather left tackle, just because of the way the game is going. Not every team's got a Vita Vea, but every single freaking team's got a Shaq Barrett to some degree.
That's true. That's a very good point, Henry. I do agree with you on that one. So yeah. Oh Jesus!
I'd give my second best position in football is middle linebacker in the old days.
Oh, dude, yeah, like a Luke Kuechly, like just the intelligence, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I'm just gonna blitz. Like, fuck yeah.
He's basically the quarterback of the defense. So that's fair in my opinion. Edge rushers are important, but their responsibility isn't quite as important. A lot of them can get away with just being good at one thing, a good pass rusher. It takes a special one that can fit the run game and do all the other stuff that you've got to do in that. But I don't discount centers. I don't play offense, so I tend to not give a shit what they do anyway.
And I'm a defensive guy too. I'm just like, you know, put eight of them.
No, you're right. There's an argument for all of it, though. That's the beauty of football. That no one's wrong and no one's right. It's just an opinion at this point, because there's probably someone out going, well, actually, it's the left guard, and we're like, what?
And you could be right. That's the one that pulls, doesn't it? So
Chris Cole, I would stick with Leverett if Jensen comes back. Hainsey is more of a rotational guy. I'd go with Leverett. I mean, Leverett is too, but you know, while Wirfs is out, go with Leverett. That's what I would prefer.
I think they just have a look at it, and what you would do is you'd plug him in and see how he does on certain plays, and if he's not feeling it, then it's not happening. Then you stick with what you got. Just go with what you know.
Johnny says I can use a running back or tight end to chip with the left tackle and shore that up. Yeah,
running back can also chip in the middle. If you have a guy playing gun, he can easily just come off center, go to the middle, and do his job.
A tackle will have to eventually play one-on-one with an edge rusher. You'll never necessarily see a center playing one-on-one without the help of a left or a right guard. So that's the reason why I would still go with left tackle, is because statistically, like through the snaps and stuff like that, a center will get more help on a pass play. We are talking pass play here, because we all know run is way different and stuff like that. Right. But on a pass play and stuff like that, that's what I would more so go with. So that's why
this is the beauty of football, because you all of a sudden you've put a tight end on the other side. Well, that's going to start freeing up the other guy on the right hand side. Is now got to do his fucking job a bit better. You can overload blitz on that side, because now it's free. So there is no right answer. That's the beauty of this game, because this game is so good for it.
Now, also to add on, if we're talking about the new age of football, because I think we can all kind of agree the way football is kind of going in the next couple of years is way more like advanced offense. A good running back that can pass block, pass catch, and run all three holes when we're talking like the sweeps and everything like that too, and can act as a slot receiver, Now that starts to become into a very good conversation because that's what is available in this next upcoming draft in Bijan Robinson, where he can literally do everything. And he's not like Damon Pierce, where he's good and he was going to get overlooked until the 4th round. And Houston obviously has got a superstar running back. Bijan Robinson will go in the 1st round. And if he's utilized properly the way that he's probably going to be, he's going to develop some quarterback, or he's going to help like a Josh Allen or something like that win so many flipping Super Bowls in his young entire career. And then eventually he is going to go into some sort of record book because Bijan will be utilized properly in this style of offense that is going in the NFL. And I cannot wait for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be fun to watch whichever team drafts him. Good point. We were talking about this offensive line talk, and this guy had to chime in. I love beefy offensive snap your ball out.
Gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Boys, it's a little bit late for me, so I'm going to have to bow out on this one. So I'll catch you guys soon. Always a pleasure. Never a chore. Good speaking to you, Andy. I haven't spoken to you in a while.
Good to see you, brother.
Alex and Ben, always a pleasure. I will see you guys soon. You guys can come on anytime because you have all the code.
Promote yourself, dude.
Oh God, I'm full screen. All right, guys. So Across the Booking Pond will launch again as usual tomorrow, which is about technically I get confused with my own time zones here. 7:15 p.m. your time, 15 minutes past midnight my time. We'll cover what happened in the last game and what we got coming up in the next game. Guests sometimes show up, sometimes they don't. We roll with it. It's what we are. And then again, after that, we got Buck Wild with me and Teresa holding down the fort, just literally talking a load of Buccaneer football, getting our opinions off our chest. And that's about 9 p.m. Eastern on the same day. And then post-game, I'll be doing pre-game, post-game, and I will be doing the aftermath with my guy, AJ Turner, my bro host. The aftermath is basically no holds barred, talk shit, get everything off your chest. Doesn't matter about it. Don't let the game digest inside you. Just get out your feelings, and no one's right, no one's wrong. Just have fun with it.
All right, slick, man. Again, thank you so much, even especially during your time slot, right now to come on for a few minutes.
I'll go to bed now. That's it. I'm done.
All right, so we're going to let you go, man.
Love.
Thanks for coming on. Have a good night, man.
Cheers, guys. Much appreciated. See you soon, guys.
All right, take care.
I might also have to get out of here too, Ben. I've actually been ignoring the pretty lady for way too long.
Yes.
And she's been allowing my Friday nights to be very pleasurable for this long. And now she's going to help me make it even more pleasurable. So I do have to go.
And promote yourself.
Promote myself? Oh, God.
Yes, you got it.
I got so I do North Sports Dynasty. I produce North Sports Dynasty. I'm a bit of a host at North Sports Dynasty. We do a show every Friday. I do the Maple Bucks show. It's on hiatus right now just because when I broke my foot, it's kind of hard to stand around and be all hyperactive and stuff like that more than one time. So it's just on hiatus for now. It's going to be coming back. We do got a bunch of different shows coming down in the near future, mostly obviously in the off season. Alex will have the Lions show eventually coming up here. We'll have a hockey show, which I'm really excited for because I've had a lot of people reach out and be like, listen, we can start getting a hockey talk kind of going on with what we have with the football guys here. So, and gals, of course, too, because Nicole is reached out to and been like, listen, if you're getting an Oilers show started, can I help in any way? It's like, of course. So it's good to see that a lot of people have reached out. So we're going to get some crazy stuff going here at NSD. Shout out to you, Ben and Alec, for having me on here on Have At It, episode 1. Which is also on the Ben Zone, which will eventually, when I either am done it's legal in Vegas, right? Yeah. Okay. When I'm done my hoot, I will probably post it up onto to the page tonight or tomorrow if I don't pass the fuck out. But as always, Ben, it's a pleasure to see you guys. Pleasure to talk to you guys. Talk Bucks, talk sports, and be part of this ever-growing sports nation that we have going. And it seems like some sort of collaborations will be coming around the mountain as they come. We all just going to have to work on it together. So have yourself a great one, brother. Thank you again.
Thank you for coming on, Andrew. That's sharing is caring, brother. All right. Have a good night, dude.
Thanks. Have a great one. Go Knights, eh? Go Knights.
Yes. All right. And Red Wings. Yeah. All right, Alec. Let's get to some baseball talk now. Before
Oh
we
gosh, Rick, you're about to see Johnny go in the comments.
Oh well, too bad. So, Alec, obviously we know Aaron Judge resigns with the Yankees. He got the 9-year deal, $360 million. Trey Turner leaves the Dodgers, goes to the Phillies, 11 years, $300 million. But your Cardinals snatched Wilson Contreras. That's because obviously Yadier Molina retired, so they need a catcher, and I think it's a good move. I mean, Wilson's a good catcher. He's 30, but he's got a World Series ring and bringing some experience to the Cardinals. What do you think of this signing?
Huh?
What do you
Was
think
it
of the
like-
signing? The Wilson
Is that how I
Contreras.
feel about signing?
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to happen sooner or later. I saw it when it was getting close to the end of the offseason, that since Yachty was leaving, that they were going to target either Contreras or another catcher, and I would have preferred Contreras on that team because even though it's a division rival, we all, as Cardinal fans, do not like the Cubs, the Brewers, the Pirates. We don't like any of their fan base. I actually like it. All I can do is cross my fingers. We get Dansby Swanson because that would be the ultimate free agent signing I want us to get.
Yeah. That would be another good pickup too, because like you said, you lost Yadier, and then obviously Pujols retired. We knew that coming. But Cardinals, I still think they're going to be a threat in their division. My Dodgers, we took a couple hits. Cody Bellinger goes to the Cubs for a year. Trey Turner went to Philly, so we'll see how that turns out. But
I hope the Phillies just freaking crash and burn. Like,
well,
they're gonna do all that pieces just to freaking get swept and put in the World Series.
oh, and also Bryce Harper, I think he just got Tommy John surgery, so he's going to be out at least until the All-Star break next year. So
Yeah,
it's a big loss, but
the one that really doesn't make sense to me is the Padres.
Bogarts, yeah,
Giving all that money to Bogarts. I'm just like,
I mean, he's a good player, but I don't know if he's worth
the money
for 11 years. 280. Because you already got Machado, in the $300 million range. You got Tatis coming back. He's coming back. Unfortunately, Josh Bell, he went to, I think it was the Guardians, right?
Who?
Josh Bell from the Padres. Well, he came over with
he came
Juan
from the
Soto.
Nationals.
Yeah, he came over from the Nationals with Juan Soto in the trade, but then Bell was a free agent, so I think he went to the Guardians for a couple years. So that's another loss for the Padres. But they got Bogarts, they still got Machado, getting Tatis back. There'll still be a solid team, but like Bogarts, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and
yeah, he went to the Guardians.
There he is. Fucking baseball. That put me to sleep. Well, Johnny, if you get a good night's sleep, you're welcome. So oh man. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this one home. But before we do, Alec, I don't know if you heard, but Sasha Banks is gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo, January 4th for their WrestleMania in Japan. So that's interesting right there. They didn't say she's going to wrestle, but she'll be on hand over there in Tokyo.
Yeah, from what I heard about that is like she's like slowly because she doesn't want to go full into it right away. She will slowly learn the ropes again because I'm pretty sure being off for 5 months, you gotta start fresh all over again. So it's the best way to go that route instead of just jumping right in and then being off by a little bit.
And here's another interesting thing too. On Dynamite this past Wednesday, there was a interview with Saraya, and then Britt Baker came in, handed her a little, I don't know, it was like a note or something. They want to do a tag match January 11th in LA, and Saraya, Britt Baker said she'll have a partner she told Saraya, "Go get yourself a partner." So that's the week after that Wrestle Kingdom. So who knows? Maybe she will be could be that partner. Who knows? Could surprise everybody. Her contract I think ends pretty soon. So with WWE, so we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's see. Pittsburgh is supposed to be constructing a statue of Kurt Angle, same pose as Alec put in the chat, like Rocky. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, and then I think Johnny does need a nap for sure. So, all right, well, Alec, we're gonna wrap this baby up. But before we go, just tell us, promote yourself.
you can find me on Thursdays on FL Edition with Johnny, Ben, and Alex, and a range of whatever guests they would have slated for that night.
Mhm.
And you can catch me here every other Friday on the Ben Zone, and occasionally I pop up in a Slick Show on Saturdays on the Buck Wild Show with him and Teresa.
Oh, nice. And he does prefer 2 holes over 3. That's nice. All right. So thank you, Alec. And yes, I'm on NFL Edition Thursday nights as well with Alex Schomburg, with Johnny Dean, the professor, and Alex Loosemore. And we had a couple other guests. We had Anthony from Slick Show. Did a great job. You got a little taste of what our show is like. We broke him in. Anthony Handy, he was on there last night as well. So we do have, we'll have a lot of guests at times. So it is a fun show. NFL Edition, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Facebook for Bucks Report. I'm usually on an hour later because I work during that time. So I will sneak on in around 10 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, check that show out. And I want to thank everybody for coming on. Andrew Faubert for coming on tonight. Appreciate that, bro. Same with Slick. Thank him for coming on. And I thank you, Alec, for coming on. And guys, this wraps up the very first episode of Have At It with Ben Cornett. And like I said, next week, Alec, he won't be here next week, but he will be back the following week. So that'll be fun. Like I said, if you want to be a guest on this show, DM me, and we will put you on. So we'd love to have guests. We'd love to just have at it, as the show says. So, guys, for everybody, thank you for the comments, and we will see you next Friday night. And I will have a post-game show, but I'll let you know when and where that's going to be. So stay tuned for that. And that'll be it. So everyone have a good night, and we will see you later.